Yeah, and he might, for one set of bad reasons, always have like warmongers taking control of foreign policy, and Biden will knowingly put warmongers into play. Yeah, like I
Right.
say, Susan Rice is horrific, and she'll be back in the, I'm sure, I bet, the administration, if not VP, then Secretary of State or something like
That's my guess is Susan Rice, that he'll pick Susan Rice because,
that. For VP.
yeah, but we'll see what
which
happens.
which means which means a horrific warmonger as
Right.
president in so many years. Though there's this other minor conspiracy thing going on, that the reason the Obamas are pushing Biden is because he's agreed to only be one term, and they really want Michelle to run. Michelle didn't want to deal with like going against Trump, but in 2024 she's like, when it's beyond Trump, it would be a piece of cake basically for her. So that's a school of thought out there.
Interesting. But I think, Trump, first of all, it's not decided. I mean, I think Trump has a fair chance of pulling this off and winning.
I think so.
And I think the appointment of Elliot Abrams may just be a signal to the neocons that, okay, I can work with you, but then all bets are off if he gets reelected. Just as he will, doesn't have to have any pretense of being a Democratic or Democrat, lowercase d, after the election. He can also basically pursue his foreign policy as well, without having any fear of, well, I mean, he might have a fear of a reaction, but he doesn't have worry about reelection at that point. So
Right.
It'll be interesting to see. Interesting is not is a loaded word, but if he gets reelected, things may change.
Yeah, Trump unleashed without needing
Right.
to get reelected is a really bizarre, scary thought.
Yeah, which is kind of like, at least with Biden, you kind of know that, his tendencies, that he's a neoliberal, he's going to do a lot of the identity politics, he's going to, at least he's the devil, but with Trump, you don't know what's going to happen in this next, if he does, become reelected, and which yes, would make him very dangerous. But also with the Biden side, it does make him very dangerous because technically it would be the VP that would be the president. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually saying if Trump, I mean, foreign policy might be good under Trump, in terms compared to Biden. That's what I'm saying. I mean, as far as.
Well, no, then they'll just kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They may not have to. I mean, the way he looks, it may not take much. It's.
Hey, you know what? If you look at him compared to, and I think Joe Rogan actually talked about this, how if you look at all the other presidents at this time in their presidency, compared to when they first went into office, they look like shit. They like, you can tell the office really took a lot out of them. But Trump looks exactly the same way,
Especially when, whether you believe the investigations and impeachments and all that were valid or not. I guess I'm kind of like a mix on a lot of that, but Russiagate was bullshit. But, he's been under the microscope for his whole time. I mean, he's been probably meeting with lawyers, fighting off something every day for his entire term, right? And you would think that would kill me to be dealing with that,
But I think he's been sued forever.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. He's always done this. You're right. He's always done this.
He was just quoted the other day saying, like, whatever I do, people are going to sue me. So what do I care?
Exactly. Exactly.
I get sued for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether it's whether it's dealing with a casino contract or national policy and unconstitutional presidential actions. It's the same thing for him.
And reality might be quite different for him than we would think. Like, we think in terms of everybody I know hates this guy, right? They might not think he's guilty of some of the Russiagate and some of that weird stuff, but they still don't like this guy. But he surrounds himself with people, I think, that are praising him all the time, probably, and he probably goes to rallies and this and that, and then speaks with small groups, and it's all people just like, praising him, I'm sure, I think his ego has no problem being boosted during his the course of his.
I mean, I think he does look okay for his age, and mentally, I mean, he's declined. If you look at him 30, 40 years ago, he's obviously declined a lot since then. But
not as much as Biden.
Not as much as Biden, right? Biden used to be really sharp as well, and now he can't string 3 words together.
People are specifically saying if you look at Biden's announcement 18 months ago, he has gone down dramatically. It's like it's like onset of dementia happens like immediately after that, and it's been going at a fast pace.
What is that movie, No Country for Old Men or something? We've become a country for old men, and it's just like he's old. You know how old LBJ was when he left office?
Oh no, I don't know.
60. He was 60.
Wow.
Not
going in at 78.
Really?
Right.
Oh, man.
I mean, LBJ looked old, right? But he was 60 when he left office.
But it's an old white guy that's going to give us the vision that we need to be able to move forward in the world, and make our dreams come true. Yay!
Again, it's just insane when you think of the group of people they had as candidates at the beginning of the primary, and that he's the one that came out.
I know, it was the most diverse, right? We had all sorts of people. We actually had a bunch of women running.
And it's all a dog and pony show, and then the end result is going to be exactly the same.
I mean, obviously, at some point, Sanders was a danger, and Obama made some calls and said, "No, it's Biden." I mean, that's obvious what happened, right? Is that just me?
Right. It's just a bunch of.
Well, it was.
He basically told people get out of there.
Out there, right?
It basically was Buttigieg, get out of there. You get out. You get out. No, Warren, you stay in. I mean, to me, that's obvious. He's still once every other day. You can tell when he does interview. There are interns in front of him. There are people, handlers in front of him, waving him off when he goes down a bad road. That happened with the thing with calling the reporter a junkie, where all of a sudden they obviously waved him off and he went down a better road. Then he went down a bad road again. It's unbelievable.
They got to do a 10-second delay on those things. Come on.
Well, that's why he doesn't want. They're telling him not to do the debates, right? So
because of COVID.
Which, Jim, you said that they weren't, most likely they weren't going to.
Right.
Well, he's not physically going to the convention. I don't know if anybody is, right? And then also, I'm sure whatever he does from home can be on a tape delay. He can basically record it, and he can, do something. He's probably recording a speech now. They'll probably do it over the course of several weeks and get something together,
Every time
Harris thing.
Every time Joe Biden says, "Come on, man."
Come on, man.
To me, it's how he visibly gets angry, and that can be a dementia thing.
It can be.
That can be a dementia thing, and it's just like an entitlement thing. It looks so bad. I still don't know. He's been saying he's going to do the debates. I don't know. I still am not sure it's going to be him as the nominee. I still think he's so bad now. He's going downhill so fast.
But he's ideal.
If we have super delegates, that's the reason you have.
They want to get somebody in there who's just a dummy. I mean, literally like a puppet. Like George W. and Reagan to some extent was too. I mean, especially the second half of his administration. But I mean, obviously Biden is just going to be. He's going to be like eating his oatmeal or something, and they'll be like implementing the policy, right? He might be able to sign his name on the laws, but he's not going to be out there.
Well, so the question is who the they are, right? Is it like Obama level Dems, or is it just like deep state military industrial complex, or is it the whole? I mean, how do they arrange that?
I mean, it's both, but it's deep state. Yeah, whoever pays the Dems to do what they're doing. Corporations and the revolving door between corporations and the permanent military intelligence state. Yeah, they're ultimately the decision makers, right? So they're pushing Abrams, they're pushing these people, and like Susan Rice are going to have a bunch of neocons in a Biden administration, just as
Yeah, I'm just wondering how that when it's so. I mean, we haven't really had this kind of situation before, where a president going in is unable to fulfill the office. Have they already got the structure in place that allows them to say who the real decision maker is, or is that what's currently going on right now? Is it trying to figure that out?